Welcome to the AI for Career Success podcast by Curt Robbins. We're experts at AI coaching and helping professionals like you and your employees upskill in AI. This is episode 206, and I'm your host, Fred Jones.
And I'm Daphne Blake. It's great to be with you all. Today, Fred, we're talking about a huge story. A major legacy news organization just made a move that, wow, it really signals a massive shift, not just for them, but for the entire media landscape.
That's right. So we're going to break down exactly what's happening at CBS News and why this really matters to everyone, even if you don't listen to CBS.
And to really get the gravity of this, you have to start with the most dramatic piece of news. We are talking about an institution that has been broadcasting for nearly a century, and it's about to go silent. For good. This is a big one.
So what exactly is going on? Well, we're looking at a major shakeup at CBS News. It's a story of layoffs, yeah, but it's also about a historic closure that a lot of people are seeing as the end of an era.
Exactly. Based on an article in Variety by Brian Steinberg, published on March 20th, 2026, news broke that CBS was significantly reducing its workforce. And this isn't just one team, it's across multiple departments. But the real headline grabber, the thing that made everyone stop, was the announcement that the iconic CBS News radio service is being shuttered completely. This is not a minor trim, it's a fundamental restructuring.
Right. And, it's one thing to hear about these cuts, but it's another thing to actually see the numbers. So let's break them down, because that's when you understand the true scale of these changes.
The total workforce reduction comes out to about 6%. Now, that number might not sound huge on its own, but according to that same Variety article, this translates to roughly 70 people losing their jobs. These are journalists, producers, staff, people who've poured their entire careers into that organization. And the ripple effect is just huge. The closure of the radio service doesn't just impact CBS headquarters. It means that 700 affiliate radio stations all across the country are going to lose their CBS News programming. I mean, think about that. Local listeners in hundreds of communities are going to be affected by this.
And to really feel the weight of this closure, you have to look at the history. The CBS radio service started its journey way back around 1927. This is a broadcast institution that has been a constant in American life for nearly 100 years. It's been there through a depression, world wars, the dawn of the digital age. It's just staggering.
So that's the big question, right? Why make such a drastic move? Why would you shut down something with so much history? Well, the answer seems to lie in the strategy for the future. A pivot toward a very different kind of audience.
And here's the crucial point. Under its current leadership, the #1 goal for CBS News is to attract a younger, more digitally savvy audience. The focus is shifting away from traditional broadcast and radio and going straight to the platforms where the next generation of news consumers actually live.
And in a meeting with staff, the leadership was apparently very clear that this was not about performance. According to the reports, they emphasized that these decisions are a response to the current media environment, not a reflection on the incredible talent of the people being let go.
That same sentiment was echoed in an official memo sent to all employees. The message from the top is pretty unambiguous. The news industry is in the middle of a radical transformation, and legacy institutions like CBS believe they have to adapt, or they risk becoming completely obsolete. Let's take a brief break for a special message from our producer, Curt Robbins.
Welcome back to the AI for Career Success podcast, where we help you get smarter than your competition by coaching you in AI.
So before the break, we were talking about CBS's internal memo. And that really brings us to the bigger picture. Because what's happening at CBS isn't happening in a vacuum. It's a symptom of a massive challenge that is facing all of legacy media right now.
Let's just look at this comparison here. The old model was built on broadcast TV and scheduled radio newscasts. The audience had established habits. You knew when the news was on. But the future? It's all digital, streaming, and on-demand content for a totally fragmented audience that gets its information from countless competing platforms. It is a complete paradigm shift.
So what does this actually mean for the giants of the industry? It means they have to fundamentally rethink, well, everything. Their scale, the platforms they prioritize, what kind of news they even cover. It's like they're trying to rebuild the airplane while it's still in mid-flight.
Which brings us to our conclusion. An era is ending. I mean, quite literally, with the flick of a switch. We have to think about not just the strategic business implications, but also the human cost and what this really means for the future of how we all stay informed.
So mark your calendars.
because May 22nd is the date the radio service officially ends. It's such a symbolic moment, the final broadcast from a service that has been a part of the American soundscape for almost a century. Just incredible.
And that leaves us with this final crucial question. In this urgent race to capture a new digital audience, what are we losing? As these legacy giants pivot just to survive, what audiences, what traditions, and what forms of journalism get left behind in the process? It's definitely something we should all be thinking about.
Thank you for listening to the AI for Career Success podcast from Curt Robbins, where we help you get smarter than your competition. Please buy us a coffee, and remember that we're experts at coaching you and your employees about AI. We'll see you next time.